This is Brad Clayton with the May 2015 PuzzleDuck Golf Thought of the Month. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're having a great spring, early summer. Weather's been pretty nice, haven't had too many hot days, and looking forward to a lot of opportunities to get out and play. Hope you're getting a chance to do so. We're going to talk about something to me that I hear a bunch about in recent years, and that's a subject called shaft lean. I think it's important that everyone understands exactly what shaft lean is. So we're going to start off with a wedge, and I'm going to put this in. This is a 54-degree wedge. And with your shorter irons, shaft lean is definitely something that you'd like to have. If I set up to this ball and I have my ball position back towards my center, I have loft to play with in this golf club. And I would definitely like to have shaft lean. You can see the shaft lean in my impact position. When I come into impact, my shaft is going to be leaning quite a bit forward, striking more down or more through, but somewhat down on the ball to get the center of the club face onto the golf ball. So you'll see that yes, there is quite a bit of shaft lean into impact with my golf club with my lower irons. So that's a 54-degree wedge. I'm going to go up to an 8-iron, and my ball position is going to move just a little bit further forward in my stance. Same setup. I'm going to come back into impact again, and you're going to see I still have shaft lean, but not quite as much because my ball position has moved a little bit forward. We move on up to a 5-iron. That ball position is going to go a little bit further forward again. Get my setup. I'm going to go back and through into impact, and yes, I have shaft lean, but again it diminishes a little bit, and I have a little less shaft lean than I did to begin with the wedge. Going up into a wood, which is a 3 wood. This is actually a 5 wood. I'm going to move it up a little bit more, and we're going to notice that the shaft lean is going to really start to diminish the longer these golf clubs get. And into position, I still have a little bit of shaft lean, but it is not nearly as much as I had with my wedge when I moved into my impact position. And then finally, I'm going to go up to a driver, and this is where I think it's very important that everyone really understands that we don't want a lot of shaft lean here. To be sure, if I put that ball here and get set, ball position is up on the forward side of my stance, back into impact, and I've got very little, if any, shaft lean by the time I get to my driver. Otherwise, I'm going to be hacking down and on top of the ball with very little loft at all, if any, if not de-lofted. So when we go into impact, I'm in a good solid position, but it's basically a straight line from my forward shoulder down to the golf ball. So there's not a tremendous amount of shaft lean in that position, or with this particular golf club. So it's very important to understand that shaft lean is important when you've got lower lofted golf clubs, but not so when you get your higher lofted golf clubs. Those we would like to have very little, if any, shaft lean. So I've got a 8-iron again. I'm going to come back into this ball position and set up. I think my mat was a little out of position on some of those. So as I swing back in through, now with my 8-iron, you can see I'm back into that shaft lean. Now it's important to understand that shaft lean is not created by hitting down on the ball. If that happens, you're going to tend to go out and get the shaft steep. And yeah, you're going to have shaft lean, but it's going to be in and to the left, so you'll be pull slicing the golf ball. Shaft lean is going to come through moving through the golf ball properly. So once I get set up and move back into my back, I want to use my back side to push into the front to allow that shaft lean to take place. If you hang back on your back foot on your forward swing and kind of back away from the ball or hit up trying to help it, you'll see I lose that shaft lean. And that is not going to be very conducive to a solid golf shot. You're going to hit behind it or up on top of it and hit it fat. Hit it thin. So as we get set up, What allows shaft lean to transpire is when you push into the front in the proper sequence. Not with your arms and shoulders, but from your feet and your back leg, which moves you into a good solid impact position, and then we have that good shaft lean. But understand, we don't want that the longer the golf club gets, because we don't have the loft to play with. So on your shorter irons, sure, we want some shaft lean. The longer the golf club gets, the less shaft lean there is, and the less we want to try to help the ball. We want to use the loft as we move through into a good impact position. And the impact position is done by loading your backside and pushing into the front side with your feet, or your back right leg, hip, knee, and foot. That's what's moving you into the front leg. If you're hitting off of your back foot, you have no chance for shaft lean. Even if you're hitting in the middle, you have very little chance for shaft lean. You have to be more into your forward leg to create that. You don't force that. It is created through sequencing of motion. So that's a good load into the back and a good push into the front. It's less shaft lean the longer the golf club gets, more shaft lean the shorter the golf club is, and the ball position is back towards your center. So I hope this helps you understand shaft lean a little bit, when you need it, why you need it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at puzzleduckgolf@gmail.com. puzzleduckgolf@gmail.com. Also remember, the book is available on puzzleduckgolf.org or .com. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the June 2015 Puzzle Duck Golf Thought of the Month.